Okay, today I'm doing another album battle. We got Alicia Keys' Songs in A Minor versus The Diary of Alicia Keys. So here's going to be the track list for both of these albums, and you can look at it and decide which one is going to be the winner for you today. In terms of what my pick is going to be, I'm going to pick the debut. I revisit it a little bit more than Diary. I don't listen to either of these albums all the way through. I'm going to be real with you. There's skips on both of these albums. I cherry pick my songs and then I go. I revisit debut a little bit more than Diary. Some of my favorite songs, I absolutely love Butterflies. That is one of my favorite Alicia Keys songs. I just think that is absolutely beautiful with the vocals there, the piano and kind of production there, and everything we got going on. I think she wrote that song when she was like, 13? So, shout out to her as a songwriter. Jane Doe, that's the one that she wrote with Candy. That song deserves a little bit more respect. People try to do a little bit too much on Candy written songs. Some of them aren't good, let's be honest. But Candy had some great stuff. She had that. She had Ex-Girlfriend with Mariah Carey, and people do a little bit too much on that song as well. But Jane Doe is just so ridiculously catchy. So it's one of my favorite songs on the album. A Woman's Worth is insane to listen to. What a great groove that one has. That one is super, super catchy. You also have Fallen on this one, which was a quintessential classic of that year. I get why people be tired of it, but I still really do like that song. I liked Girlfriend a lot on this album, and her rendition of How Come You Don't Call Me by Prince and what she was able to do with that as well. In terms of making the case for Diary and why people would kind of choose this one over Songs in A Minor, I get it. Some of my favorite songs on Diary, obviously have to give it to If I Ain't Got You, were the best songs of the 2000s. I just think it's so ridiculously catchy. I love the piano on there as well. I like You Don't Know My Name before she gets into that long tangent at the end that nobody cares about. I don't know why she did that. Biracial things, I guess. As a biracial myself, it is what it is. And so that's kind of that moment there. I liked Dragon Days and Wake Up off of this album as well. In terms of my skips on both of these albums, let's just put them together. So on debut, I start skipping whenever we get into the really boring ballads. So I believe it's whenever we get to like Never Felt This Way, basically most stuff after that, like, because I said I love Butterfly, so obviously we're keeping that one. But this is where Alicia loses me, because she always does this. She gets you in with the beginning of the album, and then the last 5 or 6 songs is boring ballad after boring ballad after boring ballad, and it's like I'm asleep now. So yeah, it's normally till the end of the Alicia albums where I kind of just tune out personally. And then in terms of my skips on the second album, I gotta say, Diary, the song, that song is boring as hell. Yeah, they serve vocals, but at what cost? I hate that song. I hate it. I don't get why people like that song beside the vocal. Like, it can only do so much. I'm sorry. That production is a snooze fest. And then I also really didn't care for Nobody Not Really. I don't really care for the Feeling You, Feeling Me interlude either, so that's kind of my skips on both albums. So that's my overall thoughts on both of these albums, and like I said, I'm gonna give the edge to debut just a little bit more. But let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. A lot of people tend to prefer Diary as an album. I get it, but I always like the debut just a little bit better. Let's continue the conversation. Let me know your favorite songs, your preferences, if you agree or disagree.